They stormed the streets of Chicago during a vandalism spree known as the Days of Rage. They set off bombs in dozens of places, including the Pentagon and the U.S. Capitol. And for more than 10 years, Bill Ayers and his wife, Bernadine Dorn, survived underground on the run from the FBI. Now Bill Ayers has written a new memoir of those times. It's entitled Fugitive Days. It chronicles his personal and political journey from a child of privilege in Glen Ellen to a raging radical on the national stage. And I'm pleased to welcome Bill Ayers to 848.
Thanks, Steve. Nice to be here.
Thanks for coming in.
Appreciate it.
So why are you writing this book now?
Well, I think there are a bunch of reasons that kind of came together. One is I felt that I could.
All right, let's take another phone call, 312-832-3124. Let's talk with Bill. Good morning, Bill. You're on Odyssey.
Yes, I have sort of a group of questions. The Civil Rights Act of 1875 was undermined completely, and probably by the Supreme Court itself. It seems to me that Supreme Court action over the years, Dred Scott, Plessy Ferguson, the Civil Rights Act, and all the Jim Crow laws that they allowed, plus also making it possible for one state to stop down any black voting. I think these are some of the most despicable acts in our history, and they are Supreme Court initiated. Can you talk about that, please?
Barack Obama?
Well, you know, this is, I think, one of the points that I was making earlier.
Very absurd, because I considered myself partly an anarchist then, and I consider myself partly an anarchist now. I mean, I'm as much an anarchist as I am a Marxist, which is to say, you know, I find a lot of the ideas in anarchism, you know, appealing.
Good morning, Bill. You're on Odyssey.
Yes, I have sort of a group of questions. The Civil Rights Act of 1875 was undermined completely.
I'll tell you a quick story about the Civil Rights Movement, which, you know, as you all know, is kind of calcified in our retelling of it. It becomes a kind of a legend that squashes any desire to take initiative today, and I don't want to use it in that way. But I want to hold up just one aspect of it. To have the vets come back and throw their medals back at the government that sent them there. John Kerry's finest moment.
You mean today?
Yeah, today. Yeah, today.
No, I don't have. I kind of know what I think, and I'm very open about what I think, and nobody here is surprised by what I think.
I think these are some of the most despicable acts in our history, and they are Supreme Court initiated. Can you talk about that, please?
Barack Obama?
Well, you know, this is, I think, one of the points that I was making earlier.
Religious fundamentalism of the Christians and of the Jews is equally troubling.
We're talking with Bill Ayers. His new memoir is entitled Fugitive Days. He's a distinguished professor of education at the University of Illinois at Chicago. We'll continue our conversation after this short break on 848 on WBEZ Chicago, 91.5 FM, Chicago Public Radio.